buddy in line in front of me, which is a miracle here at Tucson International.
Really?
Yeah, pretty cool. It was like very cool, smooth sailing.
How often does that happen?
Never.
I mean, there's more than people than that here in South Bend. I guarantee.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So, where are you heading?
I am heading today to where we're going to Denver and then connecting to Des Moines. Man. We have a show in Iowa tomorrow night, and then we head for South Bend the next day.
I know it's Saturday night. It's going to be. I can tell you right now that the weather's already perfect. It's a guarantee.
Oh, that's great.
It's a guarantee. We're going to have vintage cars out there. The setting's going to be perfect. So
nice.
We're all excited about it. But
cool.
just looking over the stuff over at YouTube. Concerts that you've done back in the '60s. What keeps you going? I mean, seriously.
Well, the IRS is pretty good at motivating.
Boy, they are the greatest motivator.
They are such good taskmasters.
Are they?
And then there's college tuitions for your grandkids.
Oh, man.
That's always and colleges aren't cheap anymore.
Tell me about it.
Like they were when I went to L.A. City College.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can relate to all that. I certainly can.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, our family, since I can remember, since before I can remember,
yeah,
in utero, before I incarnated in this lifetime, the Wilsons were always about music. My mom sang in a trio in high school.
Yeah.
That's before she had me, by the way. my uncles sang in a quartet. They sang on the radio. It was such a big deal,
Yeah.
And that was back in the, late 30s and stuff.
Wow.
So,
well, if your memory's anything like mine, I can remember, it's what happened 20 years ago. I can't remember what I had for breakfast,
or where you left your car keys.
No, that's a good question. If you could figure that out, I'd pretty appreciate it. But, but the thing is, do you seriously try to think about your first paid gig? Do you remember your first?
Well, I remember that really well. It was the Long Beach Municipal Auditorium.
Yeah.
In December 31st, New Year's Eve, 1961. At a Ritchie Valens Memorial Dance and Show. On the show was the Rivingtons and even more memorable Ike Turner, the Kings of Rhythm, and the Ikeettes.
Wow.
Tina Turner was one of the Ikeettes. And they did this amazing song, I'm Blue, and it just had such a groove to it. I mean, that guy, I don't think it was probably the smartest thing to do is do cocaine at 75 years old.
No, that's not.
Yeah, and he took himself out through his own devices or vices, as it were.
Yeah.
And Tina's, just unbelievably great. But I mean, the music they did back then was primordial, man. It was like coming up out of the La Brea tar pits along with the saber-toothed tigers. It was really gnarly.
Well, are you?
And I was completely impressed. But we did 3 songs. We got paid $300, and I thought, hey, this is pretty good,
Sure.
$60 each for only 3 songs.
Man, that's good money.
We did surfing and 2 others. I don't even remember what we did. I hope somebody has a tape of it because we're supposed to get a 50th anniversary PBS special. American Masters program is interested, I think, in doing the Beach Boys for, that Ken Burns who did baseball and jazz.
Yeah.
He's done national parks now. Well, the same aspect of PBS wants to do the American Masters thing on the Beach Boys, which would be completely great.
Well, how many times? I agree 100 times over. I mean, you're not that much older than me. Believe me, I'm right behind you. But I don't
tailgating.
I'm tailgating. Yeah, but I'm telling you. How many times have you heard yourself, or you've listened to the music and you've said to yourself, man, that song, that group was so far ahead of their time? You say that more than once. And I'm not just talking about the Beach Boys, alone. There's, I mean, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is full of groups that were ahead of their time.
Well, yes, and the neat thing about the Beach Boys, though, is because we still tour, because there's Full House reruns, because on Oldies Radio there's the Beatles, the Beach Boys, and Motown, and because every year there's at least one or maybe more, one or two major motion pictures with Beach Boys songs in the soundtrack, not to mention an occasional advertisement.
Yeah.
You know, the Beach Boys are never out of the public ear. And yes,
yeah, I get it. It's well. Speaking of, when's the last time you talked to John Stamos?
Not that long ago. Actually, he's in New York right now rehearsing for a play that he's going to be in, Bye Bye Birdie, which is a reenactment of that play that was out, years and years ago.
Oh yeah.
And so he's rehearsing there, but he was out with us on tour for a couple of weeks in June, and then he came up to Boston the other day because he was in New York rehearsing. He flew up to Boston. We did a big show outdoors, and right on the river there. And so we do see him occasionally. I'm hoping they will come down to Washington D.C. when we're there in a few weeks. But being in New York, he's got to be real close by because he has to rehearse like 6 days a week.
Now, you're at the airport right now still?
I'm in the waiting area of the Tucson airport.
This would be a great time for you to break into a song right now. Just
oh yeah, sure. Well, I think you have some recorded versions of my voice that might be a little bit better this time of day. We're 3 hours earlier than you.
Yeah, I know it, and I appreciate it. I really do. I know you're on the go all the time, and it's getting down to the night. The evening is Saturday night, and I just wanted to touch base with you. I've talked to you a couple of times before, and you've always been very cordial with us. To take the time out, and we appreciate it. We're looking forward to. I hope to see you Saturday night here in South Bend.
Say hi, and we look forward to being there. It sounds great. I love the classic car thing. We have a thing in Reno, Nevada, near where I live in Lake Tahoe, called Hot August Nights, and there's literally thousands of cars come in for that. It's amazing.
Are you a car collector yourself? You got any?
I don't overpack, but I do have a 48 MG TC that I bought in 1965 and still hanging on to it.
Sweet.
It's cute little car, but in the introduction of a song we do called The Ballad of Old Betsy, which is not the most well-known song we do, but it's a beautiful harmonies, and it's about this, you're in love with this car, and so I introduce it as it's a love song about a car.
Yeah.
And I say, I love my 49 Chevy, which was my first car, but I love my Bentley more.
Mike Love, ladies and gentlemen, of the Beach Boys. Saturday night, we'll see you.
Jack, we'll look forward to it.
All right. Thanks a lot, buddy.
All right. See you there.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.